A friend of mine has a beautiful cherry wood coffee table that her son scratched up with toy trucks when he was a toddler. Deep, ugly scratches across the top that she'd been living with for a decade. A furniture refinisher quoted her for $100 to sand and refinish the top. Before she scheduled the work, I brought over a $1 bottle from my toolbox and showed her a technique that makes most scratches in wood nearly invisible. The table looked wonderful when we were done, not perfect, but close enough that she stopped noticing the scratches. And when she did notice, she didn't mind. Let me walk you through what scratches actually are in wood furniture, why most scratch repair products sold in stores don't work well, and the $1 oil approach that handles the vast majority of everyday damage. First, let's distinguish the two types of scratches. Surface scratches affect only the finish layer on top of the wood. Shellac, lacquer, varnish, or polyurethane. These scratches don't reach the wood itself. They appear as lighter or duller lines on the surface because the finish has been scratched, scattering light differently than the rest of the surface. Deep scratches go through the finish and into the wood. These show a different color, usually lighter, because you're seeing raw wood underneath. The majority of everyday scratches, from keys, toys, bowls, utensils, and so on, are surface scratches. These are the ones that respond best to simple oil treatments. Deep scratches that go into the wood require more involved repair, but even those can often be disguised effectively. The commercial scratch repair products at hardware stores, those little markers and touch-up pens, work in narrow circumstances. On dark woods with simple clear finishes, they can hide small damage, but for medium-tone woods like cherry, oak, walnut, and maple, matching the color with a marker is difficult, and the result often looks worse than the original scratch. The $1 oil approach uses basic oils you likely already have: olive oil, vegetable oil, walnut oil, or boiled linseed oil, combined with a tiny amount of vinegar or lemon juice for some scratch types. Applied with a soft cloth and rubbed into the wood, here's the key principle. The oil fills the scratch, making the light scatter more uniformly across the surface. Instead of seeing a scratch as a bright line against the wood, the oil makes the scratch look like the rest of the surface. The scratch is still technically there, but you don't see it. For different wood types and scratch severities, different oils work better. Method 1: olive oil and vinegar, for light to medium surface scratches on most woods. Mix 3 parts olive oil with 1 part white vinegar in a small dish. Dip a soft cloth in the mixture and rub it into the scratched area, going with the grain of the wood. Work the oil in for a minute or two. Let it sit for 10 minutes. Wipe off excess with a clean cloth. The oil fills the scratch and the vinegar helps blend any slight color difference. For light scratches, this is often a complete fix. Method 2: mineral oil alone, for light scratches on unfinished or lightly finished wood. Apply mineral oil to a cloth, rub into the scratch. The oil soaks into the exposed wood and darkens it slightly to match the surrounding area. Wipe off excess works well on natural wood surfaces. Method 3: walnut rub, for nicks and scratches on medium brown woods like walnut, cherry, and similar. Take a raw walnut meat, just the nut itself, and rub it directly on the scratch. The natural oils in the walnut transfer to the wood, filling the scratch and adding a bit of brown pigment. Work the walnut rubbing back and forth along the scratch. Polish with a soft cloth. The change is often immediate and dramatic. For very dark woods, try a pecan. For lighter woods, try an almond. Method 4: coffee paste, for dark wood scratches that need more color matching. Mix instant coffee with a few drops of water to make a dark paste. Apply to the scratch with a cotton swab. Wipe off excess. The coffee stains the exposed wood a deep brown that often matches dark furniture well. For dark wood, this is surprisingly effective. Method 5: iodine, for medium dark wood scratches. A drop of iodine applied with a cotton swab onto a scratch in oak, walnut, or mahogany can darken the exposed wood to match the surrounding finish. Use sparingly, test in a hidden area first. The color can be adjusted by diluting iodine with a bit of water. Method 6. Shoe polish for stained wood furniture. Small amounts of shoe polish in brown tones can fill scratches and blend with the finish. Apply with a cotton swab. Wipe off excess. Works best for surface scratches, not deep ones. Test in a hidden area first to make sure the polish color matches. Method 7. For larger or deeper scratches, wax sticks designed for wood are the next step up. These come in various wood tones for about $5 per stick. Melt a bit of wax into the scratch, smooth out, buff. The wax fills the scratch mechanically. For scratches that are really more like gouges, this is the approach. Method 8. For professional-looking repairs on valuable furniture, a technique called French polishing involves applying shellac with a pad in small amounts, building up layers to fill scratches. This takes skill but provides excellent results. For a treasured antique worth learning, after any scratch treatment, apply furniture polish or paste wax to the area and the surrounding finish. The polish or wax protects the repair and blends the surface so the treated area looks uniform with the rest. A few honest notes: scratches in glossy finishes are more visible and harder to hide than scratches in matte finishes. The contrast between scratched and unscratched glossy surface is dramatic. If you have a glossy finished piece that's heavily scratched, consider whether converting it to a matte finish is worth considering. For leather furniture with scratches, different products apply. A leather conditioner with a tinted color works like the oil approach for wood, but with products formulated for leather. For laminate and veneer surfaces, the oil approach works on the finish, but can't address actual damage to the veneer. For chipped veneer, the repair is more involved. For outdoor wood furniture, the scratch concerns are usually weathering and sun damage rather than physical scratches. Different treatments apply. For very expensive antiques, consider consulting a professional before trying DIY repairs. Some finishes are sensitive to household products, and the wrong approach could damage a piece worth professionally restoring. For new furniture with scratches, check if the manufacturer offers touch-up kits. Sometimes brand-specific markers are available. Prevention is much easier than repair. Use coasters and placemats. Every dropped glass, hot dish, or dragged object on a bare wood surface is a potential scratch. Clip pet nails, pet claws scratch wood furniture. Regular grooming reduces damage. Lift rather than drag. Moving lamps, vases, or decorative items, lift them rather than sliding them across the surface. Keep buckles, zippers, and metal objects off wood surfaces. A wallet tossed onto a coffee table can scratch it. Use felt pads on the bottom of objects that sit on wood surfaces. The pads prevent scratching and also allow air circulation under objects that would otherwise create damp spots. Apply paste wax annually. Paste wax creates a sacrificial layer that scratches instead of the underlying finish. Rewaxing is easier than refinishing. Maintain humidity. Dry air causes wood to crack and split. Humid air causes swelling and warping. Stable humidity between 30 and 50% keeps wood happy. For sunlit furniture, use blinds or curtains to reduce UV exposure. Sunlight fades and dries out wood finishes, making them more prone to scratching. The economic comparison: a few dollars for olive oil, vinegar, walnut meats, coffee, or iodine. Tools you already have, total under $10 to address most everyday furniture scratches in your home, versus $400 to $1,000 or more for professional refinishing of a single piece, or $50 for commercial touch-up products that often don't match well. One more tip: if you have a piece you're about to treat for scratches, do a before photo. The results of these simple methods are often dramatic. Seeing the before reminds you what the work accomplished. And if the approach doesn't work as well as hoped, the before shot helps you evaluate whether it's gotten better at all. For entire rooms of scratched furniture, like a dining set that's seen decades of use, a weekend of oil treatment can refresh the whole room. One piece at a time, working methodically, and the space looks meaningfully better by Sunday evening. For children's rooms or play areas, Where scratches are inevitable, accepting a more casual look and doing periodic touch-ups works better than pursuing perfection. Scratches become character. For rental situations, minor scratch repair before moving out helps preserve security deposits. Landlords usually appreciate the effort to maintain condition. If you have wood furniture with scratches you've been living with, try the oil approach this weekend. Pick one piece, try the walnut rub or olive oil method. See what happens. You'll likely be surprised by how much the damage disappears. And the whole project costs less than a cup of coffee. Wood furniture is meant to be used and to develop character over time. Some scratches are part of the charm, others bother you every time you look at them. For the ones that bother you, simple oils can solve the problem for pennies.